welcome to the Just Jan Show. We are upstairs here in Nevada City at the Mountain Temple Gallery, and I have another great friend, an amazingly talented woman. Her name is Suzanne Gorham. Did I say that correct?
Gorham, yes.
Good. And I'll tell you one of the reasons I love Suzanne is I'm one of those inquisitive people about myself, about relationships, and she holds a huge key of mastery for a system that is ancient. It's ancient, right?
Ancient, before
Yes.
ancient Egypt,
Was it-
Atlantean times.
So it's Atlantean, and it's based on cards, right?
It's a 52 deck cards and astrology and numerology, a combination of that was put together. It's called the Atlantean Oracle in some circles. And it's been around forever, but most people have never heard of it because it was hidden away by the Order of the Magi, which was a secret society.
Because it was so powerful?
It was so powerful, it wasn't ready for mankind for thousands of years. And now it's just come back out in the last 300 years.
Because mankind is now willing and able, and it's time
It's time
for
we
him
need
to
it.
understand himself as a vibrational being interacting with other humans. I'll tell you, it never fails me. If I meet a new person and I want to know what are ins and outs, potential ouchies, it is in this system. And it's computerized, right?
Yes.
Like, she has it on her computer. She does readings here at the gallery, by the way. And everyone just leaves saying, oh my God, it's like she absolutely knows me. So these are systems that are given to humanity to lift them up out of their old stories and to see who they are and why they're here.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And also to have more harmony in one's relationships because you can understand yourself so much better and understand the people in your life.
She has helped me so much. My partner is the King of Hearts and a Jack of Hearts, and she always laughs. First she laughs like, you've taken on a lot. But it has helped me understand the archetypes that this being is carrying and the archetypes that I may have chosen for things for me to work through. And it's actually said by planets, right? Like, tell us if there's a lot of Venus connections or Mars connections. What does all that mean?
Right. Well, it tells you about your relationships based on past lives, based on what you're doing here together. There's a lot of karma involved. Have you been together in the past? And what are you here to learn from each other?
Pretty much everything.
So you connect.
Yes.
So you connect together and then you work through those things. But what this system will tell you is what those connections are and what you're here to learn and how to do that.
It's almost like cheating, because during the day I'll say, oh, that's that. That is that part of his being. It's almost unconscious within most of us. And what I have learned is by understanding that I'm a 5 of spades in the planetary. Now, my brothers and sisters always say that I'm like Aunt Annie. Never stay anywhere, do anything. They call me adrenaline junkies, but what's a 5 of spades?
5 of spades wants adventure. 5 of spades doesn't stop. You want to be out there. You want to be learning new things. You want to be sharing what you know.
And we don't say, oh, this is bad, we can't do it, or good. We say, I'm going to experience this.
You're going to
Yeah.
experience
My brothers
everything,
and sisters and kids are watching this.
whether it's good or not. Even
It's the
difficult things
learning.
you want to know. You want
It's
to
the
learn.
learning. So before that, if I was comparing myself to my brothers and sisters or my ex-husband who is an orthodontist, everything lines up straight. And if I hadn't seen that, gosh, I'm here to explore. I'm here to move around. I am a gypsy in my core.
Absolutely.
So this has a beautiful way of accepting some parts within yourself. And then I've used this system. It's Robert Camp's love cards. You want to show the book there, Suzanne?
We have the love cards and we have the cards of your destiny. So these will tell you everything about yourself and your relationships in great detail.
Yes.
And this one tells you about how to do your own readings and
It's not that
where
hard.
to find that.
It's like a little learning curve. But again, when I was dating, I'd look and I'd say, oh, forget it. Forget it. And then one day, a man walked into my life, and there it was like a magic resonance. And I somehow got his birthday out of him, because it's just based on your birthday. I went home, huge attraction, huge, you can do intensity, attraction, or compatibility.
Compatibility, right.
This guy was my match.
Mhm.
Happened to live in Minnesota. Engineer, and but nothing else matched up. But the way I felt with that person was so totally different, because life would have been easy. So we choose partners based on what we want to learn and how we want to grow. So you tell them.
Mhm.
You do couple readings, right?
Yeah, I look at the connections that are between two people, and whether it's a spiritual connection or this life connection, and if it goes back, in many lifetimes, and then I look at what those connections are, and then let you know why you may be feeling this incredible love and attraction, why you may be just getting angry with this person over
Too
and
much
over.
Mars.
Too much Mars.
Yes.
Venus is lovely and compatible, and you've been, you've worked things out in past lives.
The one I love is Neptune. My partner's Neptune to me. He can do no wrong.
Mhm.
I have this beautiful veil of he is perfect no matter what he does.
Mhm.
He is so lucky.
Mhm.
And I think that
You see the good in him. You always see the good in him.
I always will see the good. I will never crucify
beautiful
him no matter
connection.
what he does. I know it's a little Pollyanna, but it works. And so sometimes that makes up for having someone be your Pluto.
Mhm. Pluto is the
Oh
most
my.
intense connection, of course. Most people know Pluto. It can challenge
Do it
you
or
beyond
die.
anything.
Yeah.
It can break down
It's like
relationships.
a death wish almost with this partner.
But this person is this partner is incredibly important to help you grow and transform in this
Yes.
lifetime. And so when you know that, you can understand that this is about you and what you need to learn and grow into,
Yes.
and they're helping you instead of being this incredibly challenging, difficult
And you actually
relationship.
pulled that person in to grow.
Yes.
Now, the connections I love are the sun and the moon. That's
Mhm.
because if the sun and the moon get married,
Mhm.
they love, there's something very compatible about that. And usually the woman is the moon, the emotional carrier, and the man is the sun, the leader. But I understand Obama, he was the moon and she was the sun. So it doesn't matter, but that's that relationship of the hand and the glove.
And with Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, Brad was the moon to Angelina. And so that's why you always saw him running
interesting.
behind her with the kids.
Yes.
Because he was the king of hearts,
The
and he's all
emotional
about
one.
the kids.
And the family.
She was the leader in the relationship.
Now,
And
Robert
it can
Kemp,
be very compatible, but it can also not be if you don't play your roles.
and some parts of the relationship, some of the angst, it can be made up by other parts that are absolutely over the top compatible.
Right.
And that's why it's hard to understand relationships. And you can show people, well, no wonder you have these in this position and
Right.
this and this. So you get to choose. Dear Abby used to say, are you better off with him or without him?
Right.
But essentially, you can be with anybody if you understand the
But-
energetic flows.
Right, and that's the whole point, and that's what I love about this system so much, is that you can understand what's
Yes.
going on in your relationship, and you can take full responsibility for your own part in it.
Perfect.
And
Yes.
also work with the other person in, that knowing.
Yes.
And knowing that they have their own personality traits that they came in with, and once you know that, you're not blaming them for what they're doing all
It
the
sure
time.
explains a lot. I have this friend, Claire, and she would say, I like being with different men because I get to discover different parts of me.
Mhm.
And this system actually shows you in exact specificity what that relationship will bring out for you. Now, Robert Camp, I've seen him actually predict on how long couples will stay together, where their issues might exacerbate. Have you found that you've been able to predict through your system course, you don't tell people, they have to walk the path. But do you see sometimes things that you say, whoa, it's going to take a lot of tenacity and inner strength?
Yes, I see that a lot. I never predict time, you know,
Correct.
because couples are mysteries
Yes.
in a lot of ways.
Love is a mystery.
You know, you think somebody's going to be a perfect fit, and you know, it doesn't always work out
Yeah.
that way. But yeah, but I definitely see people coming together, and then you're saying you're going to have challenges here.
Yes.
You know, and it's a choice. That's when we
Yes.
have free choice.
But understanding softens it enough.
Understanding
Knowing that on
softens
some
it.
level you chose it.
You chose it, and do you want to work with it, again, within yourself? And hopefully, again, the other person. I've done relationship readings with both, you know, the
Both are
couple
there.
was there.
Okay.
And you're saying, this is what's going on, this is what comes up,
Beautiful.
and this is how you manage it, this is how you work with it.
Nice. That would be better if both were there rather than one always doing
Right.
the reharmonizing.
I'm also a marriage and family therapist, so
I was just going to say, what drew you to this work?
Well, I bring
What a
in
tool.
that along with, I love the metaphysical because it really
Beautiful.
opens up a whole lot of more information, but then also you're working with, you know, the real world and what's going on,
Yes.
and how do you do that, and how do you
That helps you
help
keep your
people.
integrity and your perception, having had your credentials are in therapy?
marriage and family therapy.
Oh, I didn't know that about you.
Mhm.
No wonder, you just really have a beautiful bag of tricks here.
Yeah, so I put it all together. It's kind of like they all inform
Wonderful.
one another, the psychology, the emotion, the
And you do
metaphysics.
private readings. Can you do them over the internet or the phone, or what's your modality?
I love to do readings in person. I have an office in Nevada City that I
Nice.
use. I love, and I will make house calls, but I love to do it in person. But I also can do it by phone. That works great, and Skype.
Now, it's interesting, you can help people understand themselves fundamentally and other people. But the other day, I'm just so blessed when you're here, is one of our readers here in Nevada City at the Mount Temple Gallery. And I said, well, can it be time-based? And you said, yes, Jan, I'll help you tell you what's coming up for this year, and also the 7-year cycle. So that's in the cards as
Right,
well.
yes, the beautiful thing is
Amazing.
this is like an Akashic record. It has every day of your life, you can see what the aspects are, the universe is working with you, with the energy.
All computerized.
All computerized.
Beautiful.
And so we can look at any time period from birth until 90, basically. And you can see what the aspects are that are going on for you within this year. A lot of times I'll do yearly readings, and I'll look at, what's happening throughout the year, and then what's happening in 52-day periods, and then you have the opportunity then to take advantage of times when things are really looking like they're going to be wonderful for marriage and babies and legal things and health, all kinds of different things that can tell you your career, if you business. We can
So
look
you're
at
like
business
a
partnerships
counselor,
too.
business and relationship, but yet you have this magic wand of
It's-
overseeing the spiritual cupola.
It's like a map of your
Wow.
life. And who
Wow.
doesn't need a map
Yes.
in this world, in this life?
And I must say, you do it with such impeccable integrity, because I'm very careful about who I recommend or who I work with, and with your credentials and how you work with the scope of potentialities, you always bring it back to a place of hope and inspiration and positivity.
Well, yes, there are a lot of cards that are going to show up for you that are going to be about endings or about moving, or in different ways, or about not
Worry.
having love or work.
Worry about money.
Worry.
Right.
And there's always a choice in that, in what you bring your attitude
Beautiful.
with it. And I
Yes.
see, the endings are really an opportunity, again, to let go and open to something new.
Excellent, and we need to hear that sometimes when we're getting.
Right, and it doesn't make it not hurt to have endings at times,
Yes.
but it's really
Perspective.
It's time.
Yes, and you can't move on to the next thing if you're still all tied up with a very challenging
And you
relationship.
can also choose to go, to surrender to the ending and say yes, okay, and let's move along, or you can suffer and you resist.
No,
so
you
you
don't
can
need to
choose
do
that
that.
when you know you have more understanding
More
to do
bandwidth.
that. Yeah, you can make
I
choices.
love
You can make
frequency.
choices in your life.
Just a new vibration.
Mhm.
So the-
I wanna laugh, I wanna cry, and I wanna fly with you where the eagles fly.
So the two books, which you have mastered, you have a computer system here, and it's quite amazing. I'll just say one more thing. About myself, because you've helped me as well, that I'm an ace of spades.
You're a 5 of spades, ace of spades. Everybody has 2
It's
cards.
very challenging
Or more.
being an ace of spades because it's the last card in the deck. It's like you're going to make or break it in this lifetime. And everything I do has to be spiritualized. Money relationship has to be the main priority, or I just slide and hit. And understanding that always helped me make the right choice. Always. So I think Robert Camp is really nailed it totally. What brought you into this work? What was your first introduction?
Well, I've always loved metaphysics since I was a little young person, and I've loved it all. But a friend of mine who we used to do tarot readings together with gave me the book one day, and it just resonated with me. I just got it. It was one of those things that it just fit. And so I started doing readings for my friends and my family, and just played with it. But what really got me into it deeply was when I had a dark night of the soul, and I had to have a
reached out,
total
and there it was.
transformation, and needed a transformation in my life. And I went to the
Excellent.
cards, and they helped me so much in navigating a very incredibly challenging,
Breaking apart,
time.
releasing,
Totally.
unattachment, dissolving.
losing one's identity, not knowing what you're doing. I mean, really low.
What
And-
is your card?
Mike, I'm the Jack of Clubs.
Oh,
I'm the
Jack.
of Clubs, yes, I'm the Jack.
Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
What's a Jack?
Well, Jacks are known for having a brilliant mind, but what it really is,
Nice.
they come up with some great ideas. They can think outside of the box, so it's a great card to be doing the system, because you kind of see what's beyond, just
They're
what
youthful and fun
you
and
can
creative.
hold on to. Yeah, you're wide open, and it's a card of. It's ruled by Uranus, so you can. It's the brotherhood of man
fresh.
in a way, and you're kind of a male-female combination. It's
nice,
really nice.
nice.
Jacks can be a little crafty.
Oh,
Jacks-
yes, the downside
Yeah.
of it. Yeah, the
All
playgirl,
cards have an
little,
upside and a
yeah,
downside.
tricky playgirl.
Yeah.
Not you though, Suzanne.
No.
Okay, now, what card is your perfect mate? I bet you know that. What's your best match?
My best match is probably the 10 of diamonds.
Okay.
We have a 10, 10, 10 all
So you
along the
could
way.
you could just kind of go through any internet dating service. 10 of diamonds, where are you?
You know what? I attract a lot of 10 of diamonds. I haven't actually had a
Interesting.
relationship, an intimate relationship with a 10 of diamonds, but I have
Yes.
some very dear friends that we just are so compatible with. So yeah, I'd be like
Wonderful.
open to a
That's
10 of
beautiful.
diamonds relationship.
One day I studied, because Ace of Spades is so esoteric and I'm a gypsy, and I went through looking, I go, who is my highest compatibility, lowest intensity? There's not too many matches for me.
No, well, ace of spades aren't, there aren't a lot around. Aces and hearts are less around than
interesting.
diamonds and clubs.
And my partner's Jack and King of Hearts.
Right.
Interesting, so
Right.
there we are.
But
we
the
found
ace of
each other.
spades is our symbol for the whole system. It's the death and rebirth and transformation card. So you've come in, and spiritual. It's about
Has to
spirituality
be
and work.
spiritual,
So
right.
that's just exactly
Yes.
what you said.
And my job is having the TV show to bring all the other cards in and to feature you, and I get to hold this space as the Ace of Spades doing my spiritual
And be
work.
be a channel for the transformation of the planet.
I feel like sometimes I'm a telephone operator to make sure that these nodes wake up and get out, their vibration gets out to you, the viewers, and that we all connect up.
You've been a very big inspiration to me in terms
Good.
of, your opening up to so much and opening it up for other people. So I've always really appreciated
Thank you, Suzanne. That's what I like doing. But they say what you did when you were like between 8 and 12 is really you. I was the MC of the talent show. I loved it. It just, it's so fun because of the attention's
Yeah,
not
it's
on me.
perfect.
It's on you.
Mhm.
And I get to
Right.
help you shine.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Which is
And
easy
you do
because
it
you're so
well.
talented. And Vince is saying, you're 0 minutes. Did we already say how can people contact you?
I have a website, Destiny Readings by Suzanne.net, and I also have a phone. And
There you go.
And an email. Email would be a good way to reach me. I'm at s_Gorham@outlook.com.
Gorham.
Yes.
All right, let's have a little toast to everybody calling Suzanne and getting their life aligned. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us
Look forward to
today.
seeing you. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today. This programming is for you to grow and be inspired. And before we say goodbye today, I'd like to tell you who is joining us next week. Do you feel that you have a message that you want to share with the world, but you feel like your voice is not being heard? We are here to help. We are SOAR with Sacred Circles, TV shows, radio shows, and workshops. We have created a special place for you to connect and find your voice in empowered community. Connect with us at soundandlighthealingarts.com.
Hi, I'm Eileen Nash. Join me every week as we meet interesting people who will teach you new, creative ways to manage stress and embrace vitality in your life. Grab a cup of tea and join me for this adventure.